to her, Eve wondered. She was on her way to pick up her adopted daughter Jane, arriving from Paris, and until a few minutes ago she had been filled with warmth and excitement. She was being foolish. She was still filled with that same love and excitement. This chill was only because it was the middle of the night, and probably a carryover from the last few days Joe and she had spent in the swamp, tracking down that monster, Henry Kissel. It had been a nightmare period, when the serial killer had taken a little girl hostage to lure Eve to come after him. She could do nothing else when he had lied to her and told her that he was the one who had killed her little girl Bonnie all those years ago. The nightmare had taken on gigantic proportions when they discovered the island on which dozens of murdered children had been buried. Yes, that was enough to chill anyone to the bone. Together with the realization that Joe Quinn was growing further and further away from her every minute she continued to search for the body of her murdered daughter Bonnie. All the years of love and living together that might be coming to an end because she couldn't bear not to continue to try to bring her Bonnie home. Years ago, her child had been kidnapped and presumed murdered. When they later discovered that Ralph Fraser, who had confessed and been executed for multiple murders, was not the killer, she had started on the search to find the man who had taken her daughter. And Joe had been with her through it all, giving her support and love, first as an FBI agent, then with the Atlanta PD, but always right beside her. He'd been there to pull her out of the depths of depression, give her encouragement when she decided to go back to school and become a forensic sculptor to help bring closure to other parents of children who had been lost. He had been her lover, her friend, her protector. Until this last year, when he had grown weary and frustrated at the constant threat to Eve. That last danger from Henry Kissel might have been the final straw. Don't think about it. Think about seeing Jane and the fact that Joe had not walked away from her yet. He'd been fine when she'd left home this morning. Maybe she could work out the... Her cell phone rang. Jane. "I'm on my way," she said when she picked up. "Was your flight early? I thought I had another 30 minutes. "You probably have a hell of a lot more time than that," Jane said. "I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. My plane had a mechanical problem and landed here. They're trying to put us on another flight. It looks like a 2 or 3 hour delay." "Damn. Well, I'll come out and wait anyway." "You will not. Go back home. I'll call you when I'm ready to board the flight." Eve thought about it. "You're probably right. I should be able to get back in plenty of time to meet you at baggage claim." "Sorry. I didn't want to put you to this trouble. I know how exhausted you must be. Not a very good start for my visit." "Any way I can get you is a good start." "Is Joe with you?" "No, I left him in bed. He was even more exhausted than I was. He was at the precinct last night, trying to put names to those dead children we found in the swamp." She was silent a moment. "But your Bonnie wasn't one of them?" "No." She couldn't speak for a moment, as she remembered the agony of that realization. "Lord, I was praying that I'd find her, Jane." "I know. That's why I hopped on that plane to come home. I know you have Joe, but I want to be there for you." "Yes, I have Joe." She had to get off the phone until she could regain full control. Jane could always read her. "And I'm going to be happy as a clam to have you home. Call me." She hung up. She hoped she had Joe. Dear God, life without Joe would be empty and without texture or substance, as cold as that moon shining above her. Coldness again. She couldn't shake it off. She got off the exit and turned around. She would go home to the lake cottage and Joe. She would hold him and let his strength pour into her. Then maybe, after a little while, the chill would go away. The lights were on in the kitchen, Eve noticed, as she drove up to the cottage. Joe must not have been able to go back to sleep after she'd left.